Hi, this is Team PIST. We have focused on the elderly with chronic disease to research the self-management of medication use based on mobile devices. Chronic diseases have impacted the universal health of the elderly more than 30%, even up to 95%, and they account for 78% of all health expenditures. Patients have shown that uncoordinated care among healthcare providers can result in decreased efficiency. However, the self-management of patients can greatly solve these problems. Self-care not only helps patients to better deal with health-related issues, but also improving psychology. We have focused on taking medicine, which is an important part of self-management. Older patients often need 5 or more drugs at the same time. Skipping or overdose could lead to a reduction in treatment effect. The result can even be deadly. Still, 55% of elderly do not follow prescription, and each year about 200,000 older people are hospitalized because of adverse reactions. What's more, due to chronic disease and age, memory loss often makes them forget to take medicine. Alzheimer's and other dementia patients are likely to miss taken drugs. The probe we conducted also reflects the obstacles caused by memory loss, but this difficulty can be overcome through technique. In a study of 595 medical industry practitioners, 67% of participants said the technology could help patients achieve a healthy lifestyle. 75% of respondents think the app is the best aid, and 68% think the wearable devices are better. Through sensors and motion sensing, wearable devices can be monitored 24 hours without affecting personal activities. By analyzing the data or issue reminders, the machine reduces the workforce and improves the elderly ability to take care of themselves. We interviewed the elderly's use of technology equipment. As mobile phones can help them better communicate with their family members, the interviews expressed a desire to use mobile phones. In our observations, we found the elderly tend to remember the operation steps when using mobile phones. The button that makes sense to young users is sometimes unfamiliar to seniors. Besides, fonts and colors are also obstacles for them to browse mobile phone softwares. But in general, they can use simple functions mostly. For wearable devices, the elderly users would forget to wear it again after taking off. Instead of operating on a small screen, they prefer to get information from it. Through the existing applications, the gap between reminding the elderly to take their medicine and carry the device is common. Wearable devices could fix this problem. However, where there are a lot of software to remind taking medicine, only few wearable devices can achieve this function. Based on the research, we targeted on the people aged over 65. We again interviewed the target audience and make the UX goals based on the results. Considering the feature that mentioned in the research, left habits we found in the probe result, and the UX goals, we built two personas. The first user is a 72-year-old woman with type 2 diabetes. She needs to take medicine every day and go to the hospital regularly. Every time she goes out, she would put on the makeup. As she lives alone, she would forget to take medicine sometimes, especially when she goes out. The second user is a 70-year-old man with visual impairment. He wants to be independent, but he also wants to get in touch with his family members often. Thus, he is willing to use technologies. By analyzing the persona and the feature of the group, we determined the user requirement from these perspectives. Firstly, they don't want to be regarded as patients both in life and for appearance. Instead of taken care by family members, self-care would give them more sense of achievement. What's more, they try their best to avoid using medical equipment or taking drugs in public or even with their friends. Secondly, they value their health a lot, even though they forget to take medicine sometimes due to the memory loss. They try their best to help themselves, like having relatives to remind them or record this on papers. However, they still demand a device that can provide reliable reminders without limitation of place and time. Additionally, they are concerned about the emergency situation, and this can lead to the depressed mode. Thirdly, because of the loss of sensors, several methods need to be taken for the reminder. For example, vibration, light, and sound. Users want to choose by themselves. Fourthly, they want a simpler system due to the loss of cognition. Frequent input and complex navigation are unexpected. They want the error to be fixed quickly. Based on the requirement, we have determined the solutions. Medicine reminding system based on wearable devices and mobile phone application. Wearable device is used to reminding and show the name and amount of the medicine. It would be able to carry around and users can choose where to wear it. To avoid frequently wear and take off, it would be comfort enough for sleeping, sport, and shower. The application provides function of setting reminders and setting remind methods. Voice instruction and input would enhance the experience. What's more, users only need to use the app when see the reminder. This would reduce the difficulty. That's all of our presentation. Thanks for listening.